There's a common thread between games like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, and Diablo that I like a whole lot, and it's the build factor. It gives the game so much replayability because I just like messing around and experiencing different ways to build a character and play the game. The Souls games basically make it so your starting class doesn't matter all that much, which I'm a giant fan of because it's kind of up to you to build the character for the most part. In a game like Diablo, you pick your class and then you're limited to a certain set of skills you can pick for that class, which is cool, and I definitely like it, but I don't like it as much as the more free control option. What I do like, however, is the ability trees. I like the fact that you can actually just pick out abilities from a tree and then you have them on your character. It's also cool because it just gives you a sense of progression watching the tree kind of just like expand outward when you choose an ability. So I want to make a system that combined both of these worlds and gave the best of each in my eyes. Now the first playthrough in a game like Souls or Elden Ring is fantastic and I wouldn't change it for the world. However, when you already know what the game has to offer and you're trying to make a specific build with a certain item and spell, it can be a little tedious to go through the entire game, get the upgrade materials, get the spell, and then get the weapon or the item you're looking for, and then you can finally start using your build, but the game might be half over or worse, almost completely over. It's not a terrible design, but I had a different idea. In Nephilim, just like Elden Ring or Dark Souls, your starting class does give you some items, but it doesn't define what you need to be. As I mentioned before, there is an ability tree system in Nephilim. Each class starts off with their own respective tree. But while on your travels, you will find special coins. If you toss the coin in the well, for every future playthrough, and for this one too, you will unlock their ability tree. So for example, let's say there's an ability on the warrior tree you happen to want. Maybe it's dual wielding, but you also want an ability from the faithful tree. Maybe it's a healing spell. Well, if in a playthrough or multiple, you find the coin for each respective tree, then when you make a new character, both of those trees will be unlocked at the very start. There are 3 things you can get from ability trees. Weapon arts, which can be attached to weapons and act as a special attack. Spells, which can be casted by using a proper casting tool. For sorceries, it's a staff, and for incantations, it's a charm. And finally, powers, which can affect your character in many different ways. Many abilities on the tree also have an upgrade option and will offer 2 at once, but will only allow you to take 1. So for example, if you pick Lightning Spear, you can pick either Chain Reaction or Volatile Discharge. My goal for ability trees was to allow players to experiment and have fun with as many different builds as possible on the game to really extend the replayability factor. Another thing I also added to help with this was shared storage. In Nephilim, each character has their own storage space where they can store items in a well, but you also have shared storage spaces. So let's say you store an item in one of these shared storage spaces on your character. When you make another character or return on another character to the well, if you go to that shared storage tab, you'll find that item there as well. So if you're playing the game and you get a rare drop that's really cool but doesn't benefit this character, then you can put it away and maybe in the future you can use it on another character. This was a mechanic I really liked in Diablo 2 because I found it made getting drops that much more exciting, because if I found something that wasn't useful for this character, then I could probably put it to use in the future. Speaking of rare drops, abilities are not the only things that will affect your spells, your passives, and your weapon arts. There's a chance when you defeat a boss or a monster, you'll also get an item drop. The item could be common or it could be a unique. Unique items come with special effects bonded to them, and when you equip them, they will completely change or enhance passive effects, spells, or weapon arts. An example of this is Sacred Hammer. Normally when you throw it, the hammer orbits from the point that it is casted outward. If you have a perk, it'll return orbit before exploding and rotate back inward. However, if you have a special unique item, the hammers will instead orbit around the caster, following the caster as they move around. Performing the weapon art Whirlwind usually locks you in a walking speed, but if you have a certain unique item, you're able to move at running speed. Wearing a specific set of unique gloves in-game will see a percentage of the melee damage you do return as health via lifesteal. As it stands at this point in recording, there are over 50 abilities in Nephilim, and I plan on adding a lot more. I really haven't even scratched the surface as to what I plan on adding. If you are still here, sincerely, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Also, if you aren't subscribed, you should do that too, because then you can see when I post another video. I really could have went a lot longer with this one and showcased each individual ability, but I never know how long to go with these things. I feel like discussing my goals and showing the framework of the system is enough, but if you guys ever want to see more, just let me know. Maybe I could start doing them in shorts or something. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one.